Hey guys, so today I wanted to do a work with me kind of video. Kind of just like a come along with me and be productive while I'm working. I have a couple sewing projects I wanted to do today, so I'm gonna be doing that. I also just got my new business cards in. So that's very exciting because I kind of ran out and I couldn't put these in my orders, so it's nice to have them back. So yeah, let's start by putting these away and then we'll get into making some inventory for my store. Okay, so the project that I am working on today in my top priority is I'm going to be making another one of my reworked denim jackets. So this is the jacket right here, and this is the cool little piece that we're going to be putting on the back. So this isn't going to be a tutorial. If you guys want to know how to do this, I actually have a whole other video where I have like a step-by-step tutorial on how to do that. So you guys can go watch that if you actually want to know in depth, but this is just going to be more watch me work. But yeah, isn't she just stunning? I found this on Facebook Marketplace actually. When we were in lockdown and all the thrift stores were closed, I was kind of stuck because I didn't know how I was gonna source these things. So I was checking Facebook Marketplace every day, and when this popped up, I was like, this is so perfect. I personally really like sticking with animals and stuff, and this one's so cool. It's like a royal cat. The only thing I'm a little worried about is that it's quite big, and this is the back of the jacket. That's how much space we have to work with, so I just don't want to cut off too much of it, you know. I want to show as much of this as we can. That's kind of my struggles thought process going into it. Also, I got this jacket. It's this super nice denim jacket with a leather collar, originally from Banana Republic. I got it off of Poshmark for only $5. Crazy. So that was such a good deal. So this is actually a pillowcase. Most of the pieces I find these are pillowcases. So we're just gonna free her from the other side of this. So I think I'm just gonna flip it inside out and seam rip it apart. Sometimes I do feel kind of bad that I'm not destroying, but you know, almost ruining a perfectly good pillow. And even the lady that I picked this up from was oh, I love this pillow for so long. She said it was one of her favorites. So I always wonder what people would think if now they see me cutting it up and stuff. But I honestly think that turning it into something that you can wear is way cooler and kind of an even better way to display this art piece. That's kind of how I think about it. These are really art pieces that you can wear. So I like to think that their legacy kind of lives on even longer. It's recently I sold this cat sweater, and it had a lot of problems with it. It had a lot of holes that I took a long time to repair and stuff. And I was super excited when someone bought it on Poshmark, and then when they left me a review, they said that it's gonna make the perfect mittens. Meaning that, you know, they're basically going to destroy the sweater in order to turn it into mittens. And at first I was kind of a little bit taken aback by that because I spent so much time repairing all the holes and everything. But then I realized, you know what? As long as this sweater lives on in some form, whether it's mittens or whatever, honestly, that's cool too. As long as the piece gets to live on, you know, that's kind of the most important thing for me from a sustainability point of view. So basically what I'm trying to say is I'd like to think that the previous owners of these items would think it's really cool to see what I turn them into. I'm really excited to see how this one turns out. I think it's probably going to end up being my favorite one, and we're gonna see how quickly it sells. I feel my jackets usually sell within a month. It is summer now, so people aren't really looking for jackets, but because these are literally one-of-a-kind pieces, you know, you can't really wait on something like this. Once somebody buys it, that's it, it's gone. So I'm really curious to see how well this one does. Okay, so she is finally free. This side would actually make a really good collar, kind of corduroy collar, but this jacket, as you can see, actually already has one. So I'll just save this for my next project I can use that for. I like to use all parts of the pillow if I can. There's even a zipper here, so I will keep all of that for future projects. Now we have to figure out the best positioning for the pattern. So yeah, unfortunately it is going to end up cutting off the shoulders of the cat, which is a little bit sad, but what can you do? I tried to find the biggest jacket I could so it had the most surface area to cover for this pillow. Oh, luckily it is just the perfect like length, it like just fits. It's hard to center it too. I think this is a good spot where it like covers most of the important parts. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut off some of the edges and we can kind of see how it's gonna look. I left quite a bit extra on the sides just so we have some room, some wiggle room to make adjustments. Okay, I just pinned everything. How awesome does this look, right? Yeah, we unfortunately kind of had to cut off a little bit more on that side at the bottom, but I think what's more important is like keeping the cat's head centered. I think it's gonna look so cool. Also, when I'm like picking the jacket, I usually pick the pillow first and then find a jacket that works with it. So I always try to get colors that will like complement each other. So I really thought the light wash plus like the brown of the collar really matched with it. So now we have to get to the actual sewing part, which is actually really easy because it's very simple, but sometimes it's a little scary because I'm dealing with like so much fabric and it's so thick that I'm always afraid my needle's gonna break, but we'll see. Cross our fingers. I feel like the beginning, like the first stitch you do, is gonna determine how like it goes. So far, smooth sailing, so let's keep it that way. I just finished it. I love it. I think it turned out so good. I love when the edge just like meets up perfectly, like right here. I think I did a good job there. Let me try it on actually. Okay, so this is the front and then this is the back. Okay, so now I'm just gonna quickly photograph it so I can post it on Depop. This is normally where I take my hanger photos. It's actually in like the stairwell of my room. I just think it's like the best lighting and it's like kind of the only clean white wall I have in my room. So I'm just gonna quickly snap a few photos. Okay, so that's done. So now I'm just gonna do the try-on photos real quick. Okay, so this is my current setup here. I got my sheet put up here. I got my light right there. So now I'm just going to quickly take some try-on photos. It's already 2 o'clock, so now I'm just gonna quickly have lunch and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do after. This is my lunch that I just made. It's like a tuna rice bowl. This is kind of like what I like to make when I'm craving sushi, but I can make it at home. So yeah, I'm gonna eat this and then we will get back to work. So just had my lunch. It was very delicious. I was thinking about doing another sewing project today, but I just don't have time, unfortunately. But what I think I'm gonna do is actually clean up my room because every time I sew, it makes a huge mess on the floor. Like, I'll show you. Like, do you see that? That's just like tons of particles and stuff from like the threads and everything. And it's kind of been a while since I cleaned my room, so let's be productive and clean my room together. So guys, that is all I've got today for my productive work with me day. Thanks for sticking around. I hope it also encourages you to be productive. I personally love videos, like work with me videos, so I hope you guys do too. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you soon.